In a world where local legends are made, where college dreams take flight, and where the biggest names in sports collide, one man brings you the action, the insight, and the stories that matter. This is Sports Talk for Onslow County and beyond. You're locked in to Sports Talk with Chris Raynor, only on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rock!
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Friday, December 5th, normally Eastern Regional Final Day. Last night was Eastern Regional Final night for several teams. We'll get to that and discuss what teams were able to play in the decent weather and then what teams are going to play in the quagmire we have tonight. So we'll talk about that shortly. Our guest today is Colonel John Kopka. Thank you for being with us, Colonel.
My pleasure, sir.
We're going to talk about your role that you play with the Cardinals, all the informal duties and the formal duties and just the things you do to help make the program better.
Got it. I'll do the best I can.
And, man, they appreciate you, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff coming up. We also have Preston Kelly with us today, joining us. First time on the radio?
First time.
Really?
Yeah.
You never call in and win concert tickets or anything?
Nope. I've always just stuck to podcasting.
You guys are a different generation. I've won probably hundreds of sets of concert tickets over the years, been on the radio for years doing stuff. Y'all don't do that anymore. I mean, y'all listen to the radio stuff, but through the podcast.
It's just all podcasts and streaming stuff now.
Like when you listen to radio, like listen to us, but it's through streaming, right?
Yes.
Because your dad just texted me and wanted to know if it was streaming. I said, man, we're FM, baby. We're big time.
Yeah.
And so he's somewhere we couldn't pick it up, though, so he's streaming it with us today. So we'll get to all our different platforms. Not just FM and AM. We have the streaming, the podcast, YouTube, Facebook. Is there anything else, Hollywood? Don't jump on the mic, but just not. We pretty much got everything, man. All right, let's thank our sponsors before we get rolling here. National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's Harry Brown, Ryan, Robbie Yates, Chris Hines, and Quentin. All About Floors, one of our new sponsors, Ron Prince. Thank you to Ron Prince again for sponsoring the Christmas Parade a couple of weeks ago. Did you listen to us on the Christmas Parade?
I did a little bit, actually.
It was good stuff. Those bands, they sound really good on the radio.
They do.
We also have Bradley's Jewelers, the losses of John Drew Warlick. You're familiar with Mr. Warlick?
Very.
Bob was going to try and be with us today, but he's got some legal duties. And I think your exact words I can't repeat. Can't have one of those blank attorneys on here with us.
He's an attorney. I call him a lawyer.
The lawyer. Mr. Lawyer.
Counselor is good.
We'll start calling him my cousin Vinny or something, you know. All right, also Golden Corral, Billy Sewell. Express Printing, Myron Cross. Bayshore Animal Hospital there in Swansboro. CNS Paint, Ron Choate and Victor Case. Bartley Insurance Services, of course, our buddy Bill Mercer. Superior Metal Structures and Concrete there in Beulahville. Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning, that's Jason Humphrey. Jason does so much for the community. We got something to share later on some stuff that they've just done there. And basically giving away free heat pumps to needy families. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get rolling. Do you hear my stomach? I haven't had anything to eat yet. I'm trying that fasting thing. I need to lose a little weight.
As long as the mic's not getting it, then.
Huh?
As long as the mic's not getting it, then you're good.
Sounds like thunder outside. Hampton Hadley Chiropractic. Jones LP Gas there in Verona. Today is $11 cylinder refill day there at Jones LP Gas. Southern Touch Painting, Roger Carroll. Fountain Management, of course, Lisa Thornton and Sandra Fountain. Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and his gang. Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. And our Hurricane Watch is coming up in a little bit, powered by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. We kind of have an informal Panthers report today. It's not really one of our segments, but we got to talk about the Panthers.
We got to.
They're doing a little something this year. We do want to thank Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett. Thank you so much for keeping our crew well fed. Colonel Kopka was looking around going, where's my food? I told him to bring it about 10 so it'd be hot for us after we get through talking. I figured we might talk a while, so I didn't want it to sit there and get cold on us. So thank you to Billy Grissett for bringing they're bringing us cheeseburgers and BLTs today.
Yay.
That'll work, won't it? And you can catch our podcast. If you missed the live show, we got you covered. Replay today's Sports Talk plus years of great episodes on our WSME Radio YouTube channel, and you can hit subscribe and step into the Sports Talk experience. You can also connect with us on Facebook at Freedom 971 WSME, online WSME971.com, and our studio hotline is 346-2248. I'll repeat that slower because I have a feeling there might be some folks that want to give you a call and congratulate you on some things, talk to you about some things, and interject some stuff with us. Our studio line, once again, is 910-346-2248. All right, let's jump right into Eastern Regional Finals, and then we're going to talk about a lot of the things you've done in your life, leading up to this point with what you do with the Cardinals. You are the get-back coach, from what I understand.
That's correct.
Is that the official term?
That's the official term known by the officials, the white hat, and all the other officials, and the head coach.
Do they ever come to you and say, "Look, coach, I got some of your players. Do they warn you first before they do the official warning? Because they know that
that's
they
a tough
know."
one to answer, but I have to check at halftime about the mild celebrate jaw jacking with the white hat, and usually they'll tell me something. Most officials want to see the game played correctly, so they'll tell you move up the tackle or do something like that. I go to the position coach and tell him, hey, sideline official wants you to move the right tackle up. Stuff that makes the game move and let the players play.
So if they kind of give you a little heads up because they know that you're the one that kind of is the facilitator to get it to whoever they need
the best example I can give you based on your question is most sideline officials, especially in the playoffs, where the number of officials increase. I'll use the Harnett County game as an example. That sideline official said, if you want a timeout, I call timeouts because I watch the play clock. You run down, if I'm in the end zone, because they're all wearing earpieces and can't hear you. Yeah. So I can run down to the end zone going, well, you can't go by the 25.
Yeah.
You're
not supposed to. Yeah.
So they'll tell you, hey, you can run all the way down. That's an example only of the banter between what I do for the head coach, Bo Williams, and the officials.
And that's a good official that'll come to you and kind of try to prevent stuff instead of just throwing the flag.
You got it.
Yeah. The flag happy ones, you can tell them a mile away. When they throw that flag up in the air, it goes a quarter of a mile up, it looks like. You can tell the flag happy ones. You worked with officials. Let's see, when did you start with Jacksonville in your capacity?
1994.
So that was the year they made the run at the state championship, lost in the state finals to, I can't remember the team.
It looked like the Green Bay Packers is all I remember.
Oh, really?
Chuck Martin was the person that offered me the opportunity in 91, but I was still on active duty. So
you couldn't do it as part of that?
Do it. And I had a 24/7 responsibility at my position on the base. So I couldn't do it, but when I retired in 94, I showed up on spot, ready to go.
Yeah, I've heard the Marine Corps can be a little more demanding than the high schools can.
Oh, I'd go back tomorrow, but there's no job for 85-year-old.
Well, I think they can find something for you. How come the Marine Corps doesn't have a service team like the Navy does? I know that it's a branch of the Navy or, connected with the Navy, but have they ever looked into doing that?
Hang on.
Okay.
We're in the Department of the Navy.
Right.
We're not part of the Navy. We're in the Department of the Navy.
I knew that would get that started.
Just like the Department of the Air Force has two armed forces.
Yeah.
It has the U.S. Air Force and U.S. Space Force.
Right. And remember, used to, though, the Air Force...
Why would you bait me with we're part of the Navy?
I thought I'd get you started. Get your blood raising right to start.
I was raised by a warrant officer boats in the United States Navy.
Well, one of my favorite comments from... it was a movie, though. I heard a Marine officer say in a movie, he says, we love you, Navy boys. You always give us a ride when we need to go fight.
Good chow. As long as you pay your bill.
That's right. So when did you enlist in the Marine Corps?
63. I went to boot camp July of 1963. I was already accepted into the officer program, but I wasn't sure I really wanted to do that in the days when the Marine Corps would recruit athletes based on their ability. So I knew I was going to OCS to play at Quantico for 2 years. But
Go ahead.
I wasn't sure I really wanted to do that with my life. I was, at that age where you're not too sure what you're going to do the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. That's an uncertain time. How old were you when you enlisted?
25.
So you were a little later than some of the ones enlisting right out of high
Well, they thought
school.
I was a bait. They thought I was an officer that was there to see if they were doing anything wrong. My series officer, Jerry Brodeur, who's also deceased, played football for Columbia. So he was smart enough to figure out that, hey, you played football in college. I know who you are. You're an officer now, but he became a good friend and retired as a major out of Pacific Command. Good guy.
Now, starting with your your career before you got in the Marine Corps, your high school, college days and stuff. What were the sports you like to play?
Oh, I love baseball. I love pitching.
Was that your
baseball. Football, again, as I said earlier, my dad was a tremendous sports enthusiast. He was a boxer in the Navy. All his sons were great athletes. He would tell you that your sister was the best athlete because she was the captain of 3 sports. You guys were only the captains of 2 sports, but I lived with that my whole life.
Your sister?
My sister was a great athlete. In the days of field hockey, again, it was a different world. You didn't have all the equipment you got today.
And did you play football too in high school?
All through high school. 4 years of high school, 3 years in college. We had freshman teams in those days.
Okay, what college were you at?
The University of Bridgeport. Arnold College is the college. It's part of the University of Bridgeport.
Is that Connecticut?
It's Connecticut.
Okay. Good deal. I was trying to look up Jacksonville's 94 thing here. I'll get it here shortly. I'm a little slow on the game. Preston could have already found it for me, but how was that transition from playing in college into the Marine Corps? Did you know you wanted to stay doing something in sports?
No. I went in the Marine Corps to play football.
Did you?
That was my. Well, the deal.
Well,
is,
tell us that story. How that worked
the deal
out.
is you play 2 years at Quantico, then you go to San Diego. The 9 players that were on the team in '64, because they retain you for a year by contract. The 9 players that were on the team in '64 stayed and played in '65. 1965, the Commandant changed the program and canceled the San Diego program. So there's no way we could go to San Diego for our 3rd year, and we all went overseas. Real simple.
Well, I found the information I'm finally looking for. Jacksonville played a ton of games in '94.
Oh, yeah.
That was back when they did endowment games. So you played an extra. It looks like they played 11 regular season games. Looking at the record, I'm going to take you back down memory lane. That first season as the get-back coach. Started out with White Oak. That was the traditional. How many years do you remember starting out with White Oak?
Oh, my God.
It was the thing for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, we won those games for many years.
Yeah.
And about 5-6 years ago, White Oak
Broke through.
and defeated us. But again, those are crosstown rivalries. And
Oh, yeah.
you take Northside, White Oak, and Jacksonville, and you're going to have a battle. You don't walk into those games saying we're going to win. It's a battle and a half because of the youngsters.
Every game started out with White Oak. That was a year. Obviously, the Cardinals had a great team to go that far in the playoffs and to make it to the state championship game. Jacksonville won 48-20 over White Oak. Then went to New Bern, won 26-14. And New Bern's always been tough. You remember playing them in the conference. I mean, it's been the same conference for years. They're just constantly a team you guys battle with.
Very good program.
Do you remember any specific games from that year that stood out other than the state championship or Eastern Finals?
I flunked that question big time.
Well, I'll give you some feeders here. The one loss on the season was to New Hanover, lost 28-14, and that was back when I believe the Cardinals were 4A then, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you were in the conference with New Hanover and the Wilmington schools. New Hanover, Hoggard. I'm not sure Ashley was around then or not. They may have been.
No,
I don't think they had started. And Laney, of course. Cardinals rolled through the regular season with one loss. So I'm guessing they were not conference champs, but still made it to the state finals. That shows that resilience of that team. Preston, it was a little before your time, but Southwest had a team similar to that. Back in 2000, they had a team lost to Clinton, same thing. Wasn't even conference champs, but then that team just catches fire.
Yeah.
Now you're you just started a Southwest page, haven't you?
I have.
Tell us a little bit about that before we jump back with the Colonel here.
Yeah, so obviously the Stallions they got their new coach this year, Coach Zach Garvey, and me and him have kind of come together and we said we want to push our football team out into the public a little bit more, and we want to find a way to do that. So we've started up a Facebook page, we've started up a Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, page, and we plan on demonstrating really what goes into the program and what the program's all about, and that can be in the weight room, it can be out in the field. We're still just thinking of ideas of what we can what we want to show to the public and the fans, and really give them a better idea of even though this year didn't go how we wanted it to, what's going to go into working towards making a change and making a difference for not only next year but years to come.
Getting things headed back in the right direction. And,
yeah.
Obviously in the county right now, Jacksonville's just got it going on. You guys have had a great run since well, really, since Bo started a little slow. You remember that season?
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be the first to tell us. He says, look, man, I didn't know if they were going to run me out of town or not. And that just goes to show you can't kick a coach to the curb just because he starts a little slow, because Bo told me he started 0-11 first year, and then I think 1-9 or maybe 2-9 second year. I think he was 2-20 after 2 years, he said. And then that third year, just things started building his staff. His dad, Chip, has been there helping him a little too, getting things going. And what do you remember about Bo's first couple of years and how he kind of got things turned around?
Well, as already mentioned with Southwest Onslow, you got to build a program from the bottom up. You've got to have the support of the administration. You got to have the support of the athletes. And I think Coach Williams, when he walked in the door, knew that he wasn't going to be a winner right away, but build a program. An example in my world now, I don't work there every day. My world, if you get your athletes the last period of the day for study and wait, you're going to build a program. And I think that's what his plan was. He could better answer those kind of questions than I, but I've seen that where we've developed the players over the years, both physically and prepared them mentally, because you can't play if you're ineligible.
That's true. As New Bern showed us that one year, won the state championship, about 3 years ago, and then had some eligibility problems. And that's a shame, too, because they had a great team that year. But you got to play by the rules and have everybody's grades like they should be, and make sure you report and everything.
I'm more concerned for the young men that they're the ones that get hurt by something like that. And again, I'm not an expert. I just I aspire for young men in the future, not those of us who are old and coaching.
Well, you were telling me before we started about your limited access to Facebook, your limited exposure to it. Have you found the Cardinals page on Facebook?
No.
There's one similar to what Preston started for Southwest. There's a Jacksonville Cardinals Facebook page now that gives a lot of the details, information about the game. They were going to try and I think they had the link for the live stream last night for the Northside game on there. So they're kind of like helping with the others too. But
I have granddaughters who try to bring me into the new century. Now, I get all kinds of Jacksonville Cardinal football stuff on Facebook.
You probably get it and don't realize what you're looking at.
But I have no idea why I get it, how I get it. You're talking to an 85-year-old man who's got no technical skill.
So it comes to you, but you don't know how to find it.
No, okay. You got it. That's a much better answer.
Well, that's good then. I mean, at least your granddaughters and stuff have figured out a way to get that to you. I see Hollywood reaching for the commercial break sign. So we're going to take our first commercial break, come back with Colonel Kopka and Preston Kelly. We'll be right back on Sports Talk.
This is Jacksonville High School Cardinal football on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Be sure to tune to WSME, Freedom 97.1 FM, and worldwide at WSME971.com tonight as the Jacksonville Cardinals host the Middle Creek Mustangs from Apex, North Carolina, and Regional Championship State 6A High School football. Pre-game coverage kicks off at 6:30. Followed by the kickoff at 7 o'clock, and be sure to stick around for the Golden Corral post-game report. Tonight's broadcast is proudly brought to you by the following fine sponsors: National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Express Printing, Golden Corral, Modern Exterminating, Jacksonville Heating Contractors, CNS Paint, Barton Insurance Services, JOEMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Lane Family Dentistry, Fountain Management, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning.
This is WSME.
Touchdown! There's nothing like the excitement of Friday night football here in our community. And just like your favorite team, Jones Onslow EMC is always on your side, delivering reliable energy to power your lives. From flexible payment options to energy efficiency programs, we're committed to offering you the best services tailored to your needs. Because at Jones Onslow EMC, we're not just your electric company, we're your neighbors, your friends, and your biggest fans. Stay powered up and enjoy the game. Jones Onslow EMC, powering our community, empowering you.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, Smart Strand Forever Clean Carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2024 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997. With locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
You've found the one. Now it's time to find the perfect diamond. Buying a diamond is one of the most significant purchases most of us will ever make. Along with natural diamonds, Bradley's Jewelers offers lab-grown diamonds. Bradley's is partnered with the largest diamond grower in the world. What does that mean for you? You get the best selection, price, and quality, and you'll find a large inventory of wedding bands to complete your set. Bradley's Jewelers, 1122 Western Boulevard in front of Staples and Best Buy in Jacksonville.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, our Jacksonville and Richlands offices are now proud members of the Lane & Associates family. Here, you'll find the perfect blend of the latest dental technology with the personal care and attention you deserve, all to give you an amazing dental experience. We welcome patients of all ages and accept all major insurance plans, including military. For over 40 years, Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving families across North Carolina. And now we're here for you with convenient locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call us today at 877-LANE-DDS or visit us online at lanedds.com. That's Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where beautiful smiles begin.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax to its sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
At Target, great memories start with great prices. Get gingerbread house kits for just $12, plus all the Wondershop baking must-haves. Gather the whole fam, grab some gingerbread kits, and start building sweet moments together. Then keep the joy rolling, baking up tasty treats with Wondershop that'll make the season a blast. Make unforgettable memories with incredible prices on gingerbread kits and Wondershop baking essentials. And step into the holidays, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. We have Colonel John Kopka with us today. Thank you for being with us, sir.
My pleasure.
And we have Preston Kelly with us. Thank you, Preston, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to talk a little bit about what happened last night on a perfect night for football. I went outside. I'm like, man, this would have been a good night to play. But tonight's going to be a whole different story. What's the latest weather we've seen earlier in the week, it looked like just a total washout. Now, I think it's supposed to rain all day from what I've seen, and then hopefully there's a window maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock where hopefully you can get the game in without it, at least it pouring rain, and the fans can enjoy it more. Field's still going to be wet, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be sopping today. I'm looking at this. There's some teams have already punched their ticket to the state championship. Of course, the 8A and the 1A do it a whole different way. They only play basically 3 rounds, and so they did not have. They had their Eastern Finals last week, essentially. Looks like Huff from out of Charlotte and Raleigh Millbrook, who's the team that beat Hoggard last week. They'll be playing for the 8A state championship. Looks like on December 11th, which is the Thursday night games. This is a first. They've never had a state championship on Thursday nights that I'm aware of. It's always been Friday night, one game, and then all the other games on Saturday. So it looks like the Thursday games will be the 8A and the 1A. Down in 1A, you got Wilson Prep. They're the team that came from the East in 1A, and then Robbinsville, of course, who has won multiple state championships, like 22, I think, or 18, something like that, state championships. So they're in the 1A game also, and that'll be December 11th. Let's look at some of the games that were played last night. Let's go to 7A. Grimsley, who is the big kid on the block in 7A the last few years, Greensburg Grimsley won 13-7 over Weddington. I think Weddington's near Charlotte somewhere, isn't it?
I think
one of the Charlotte schools. Then you had Cardinal Gibbons, who was the favorite, everybody thought, the number 1 seed, lost to Clayton 35-32. And both those schools are right up there amongst each other, so they're very familiar with each other. So Clayton will represent the East in the 7A, and then Grimsley the West. And it's surprising that the Western team played last night, because maybe once they heard the Eastern teams were doing it, they wanted that extra day of prep too. Then, of course, tonight you got Jacksonville and Middle Creek in the 6A matchup. As far as you know, it's going to go off tonight. Is that the last?
As far as I know,
your knowledge. There was some speculation that they might go to Saturday night because of the weather up around Raleigh. Them having to travel back, but that was the whole reason of trying to play last night. So it looks like everything's going to go off tonight. Of course, if we hear anything, we'll make sure we get it announced if anything does change to Saturday. But I wouldn't think coaches would want to go to Saturday. The team that wins, that gives them a whole day less of preparation for next week. Talking about preparation, we were talking about some of the things you do. Are you one of the guys that kind of looks at film a little bit for the team, right?
I look at huddle, which is provided me by the coordinators. I look at formations, 7 on the line. I do a lot of it at home through my iPad, just looking at videos on huddle.
So you told us you're technologically challenged, but obviously huddle's not the easiest thing in the world to work sometimes. So you got some technology skills. I think we can get you up and running on Facebook.
I'm smiling.
Well, you're on camera too, so they can see it. TikTok, yeah. We'll get you on TikTok. Have Colonel Kopka out there doing those dance videos.
The other thing I would offer for your listeners is that each of the coordinators has somebody they want me to watch. Maybe a linebacker, maybe a back. For example, Union Pines came in with a great team, 80 youngsters, all dressed. We knew that their number 1 back was not going to play. So I got to find him on the sidelines, making sure he's in civilian clothes and whatnot. But defensive coordinator or offensive coordinators, they all want to talk about who's the best player. I give my opinion based on the video and based on the pregame. I'm the guy out there in the early portions of the game when they show up, timing the punter, looking how far he kicks, things you can't see on video real quick. It's tough enough watching numbers on some of these videos, never mind the actions of each player. So.
Well, we were talking about the progression of film over the years, all the way back to the 8mm days, sitting there watching on the projector.
Gleason.
It's tough, man. People that see the movie Rudy see Coach Parsegian there with that little machine, and that's basically what it was.
When I was at the Naval Academy, depending on the week, if I'm on, I had to have the kicking game separated by 16mm, the offensive game separated 16mm, and the defense coordinator. And you briefed each coordinator, the special teams coach, the defensive coordinator who was Kyle Schutte, and all these guys are gone now. Yeah. Kyle Schutte. Lee Corso was the defensive back coach in those days, the color caster for ESPN.
Right.
Joe Mock and Jack Gregory were the offensive guys. So you had to brief them Sunday night, and you had to have all the film broken down. So you got back from a game Saturday night, late Saturday night. You were at it until the Monday morning. And then Monday morning, I had the pleasure of briefing the Admiral's breakfast. The commandant, the superintendent of the Naval Academy, had a weekly breakfast. I'm the military guy. Get your butt over there. You're going to brief them. Well, they want to know how come you did it weigh in, how come you what's going on. Stuff that I'm not capable of giving them, but you do the best you can.
And when I played, my senior year was 86, so my last football year was 85. We were on one of the last ones to use the projectors. And we come in on Monday, and that was you go in a dark classroom, turn the lights off, and it's like you're watching a movie. You know, you're sitting there watching the game for the coach to tell you what you did wrong the night before. Right after we left became the golden age. You know, you thought technology was awesome when VHS came out. VHS tapes were a little easier to use, obviously, than the real stuff. Do you remember those days of breaking down?
But again, as I said earlier, Huddle is the dream. I mean, Huddle gives you everything you want, including the stats. But I'm mainly with the video portion of it, not the stats.
And it went from that progression, though, from VHS to DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, coaches would do that. And you remember the time when a coach, like in '94, you guys win the Eastern Finals. You know, you're going to be playing the state championship. Had to go meet a coach halfway.
Pick up the film.
To exchange film.
Pick up the
and
film.
Unfortunately, you got whatever film they gave you.
They never give you the best.
They don't give you their best stuff, do they?
No. Part of coaching. I mean, I accept that. You're going to get something where they look terrible.
Has that changed with Huddle? Do you have access to all their games or just the ones they want you to see?
I have access to what the coaches give me, which is, I think, everything.
Yeah.
I really can't answer that because I don't know. I get a email, and it's got the game on it, and I click on it, and I watch what they're doing, how they do it, why they do it. The only tough part for me is trying to get the numbers. I do the numbers before the game, the number of the quarterback. The video, you can tell if he's left-handed, right-handed, how far he drops back. There's a lot of things you can see. And, again, that's part of what I do for the coordinators by virtue of what the head coach wants me to do. So.
Now, don't you love when they change numbers on you? You ever had that happen before a game, especially on Eastern Finals or something like that? Some coaches will come out and they'll change numbers on the kids. Well, I've seen it happen.
We look at a roster and see what, and again, I know only numbers.
Right.
For example, the youngster that was hurt was number 22. He wasn't hurt, but he couldn't play. So I'm looking for 22. Will they dress him in another number? I have faith that men who are coaching are not going to do that.
They do.
I've never seen it. So.
We've seen it before in past years. It's a tactic. It doesn't last long because obviously you figure out that stud running back isn't number 10 all of a sudden in the game. He's number 32 or whatever. Now, Preston, you've gotten a little bit into this kind of stuff, hadn't you? Don't you
A little bit, yeah.
help with Southwest, with the film, getting the Huddle stuff done?
I've been labeled as the stat guy. As in, I go back and use Huddle just like you do, except I use it to go back and kind of get all of our stats, every little thing for defense, every little thing for offense, just for the players and the coaches have to review. And that's, I'm feeling his pain a little bit on the changing number things because it's not always a tactic thing. Sometimes you just have to. And we've run into the problems before. You want to move somebody that was just playing linebacker to go have him go put on the line. So all of a sudden, instead of 42, he's 52. So it gets a little confusing whenever you're out there trying to, I'm doing it real time too, pencil and paper. So it does get a little bit confusing.
And you're a senior in high school.
I am.
So you're starting in it very early.
Yes.
This is your chance to see how it can work out for you. Yeah. You can have a press box named for you one day.
Man.
If you stay in it, help the team when you get out. You've got a career of your own, college and that stuff coming up and family and all that down the road.
Yeah.
But, if you get back in it with, a team and, become a coach or a get-back coach or he does more than just get-back coach. Everybody knows that. Just a basic extension of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
But you have this opportunity right now to get in it early, and one day you may have a press box named after you.
Keep looking up. Keep looking up. Don't ever look down.
I just don't know. I think it's going to be a little tough to get past Coach Padgett and get past.
The press box doesn't have a name. It's Phil Padgett Field.
Yes, but getting the name over his.
Oh yeah, that's true. The picture we used on Facebook, by the way, is your picture of you standing in front of the Colonel John Kopka press box.
Amazing, just amazing.
I know. I mean, tell us Tell us that story. When was the ceremony? Earlier this year?
It was at a game where they made the announcement, but one of our coaches gave me a heads up. Mike Irwin, who's in the press box all the time.
Oh, yeah, I know Mike well.
Who really, at least what I've been told, was the driving force trying to make sure that happened. Of course, Coach Williams took the time to tell me before the game, so I could get some people there, like my wife, and my daughter showed up, and my wife, but it was too cold. They left at halftime, but they were there. How many people can say I got a press box named after me? I mean, what an honor. When you consider all the things I've done in Onslow County since '94, to have a press box named after you.
I know.
Unbelievable.
And that legacy will stay there, you know.
Great people that have been here. That again, I 15 years on the sports commission with the Hall of Fame and that stuff. And the great athletes, the great coaches, whether it be Rosie Sanders with boxing or Coach Ray Durham or Kenny Morgan. To be in that crowd, to be recognized like that, unbelievable honor to have a press box named after you.
Well deserved too, man. It's kind of surreal to look up there and see your name on it, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
A well deserved. You put in, if my meager math skills are correct, I'm looking at 31 years. This is
a long time.
Yeah, I mean, depending on which year started, this you do 31st or 32nd year. So all you do is put in 31 years volunteering, and you could have a press box.
That easy, huh?
There you
That
go.
easy.
It flies. I started helping out at Southwest years ago, and you don't realize how long you've been out there, and every year just seems to click off. All your years with the Cardinals there with the football team, do you do stuff with the other teams too, or mostly just football?
No, just the football.
I've seen you at basketball games and stuff. You just
show up at different
watching,
games
but,
just to watch. Again, I think the most important thing is the kids, the young men. If you can do anything you can to make them into better citizens as they grow, it's well worth it. So, and that's why you stay at it. And I'll stay at it until I can't do it anymore. Which again, at 85, my days are numbered. I'm on the downhill climb. Preston's on the uphill climb.
Well, we still think you'll be around a lot longer.
I hope so.
You ain't going nowhere yet. We got a championship to win this year, so you can't go nowhere yet.
I hope. I pray for those youngsters. They've worked hard.
What would you say is your favorite season? Was it the year you went to Chapel Hill and played on the muddy field, or the '94
Hard
season?
to answer. I've been there a long time. Every team has characters. Every team has an attitude. Every team has a way of looking at the season. This team, very enthusiastic. If I was asked this question next year, I would say the team this year because of their enthusiasm, dedication to the game, and just the overall attitude of the players that we want to win.
And I think it goes back to last year's team a little too. This team and last year's team are very similar as far as their makeup and their attitude they have. We were talking off camera before we started about some of the names you've worked with. Coach Belichick, Bill Belichick's father, worked with him. Coach Parsi and some of the other coaches that you've had interaction with over the years, and how much the game has changed as far as, I just think there's an appalling lack of sportsmanship nowadays. Not with the Cardinals as much because they're a disciplined team, but with some of the teams we see, you watch some of the basketball videos on Facebook and stuff, and all they want to do if they dunk the ball is stand over somebody and pose, and instead of just flipping the ball and going about their merry way. What have you seen? Have you seen that change over the years?
Drastic. Again, I think you got to be very careful how you approach handling those things. Throwing a flag isn't going to be the answer all the time. I've seen it with officials at Jacksonville where they'll talk to the youngster, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
Now, again, don't do that is attempted to prevent him from getting a flag.
Yeah, it's like a warning ticket for speed.
But if you do it, you're going to get a flag.
Yeah.
That I think is relative to coaching, what young coaches have to instill in their players that, hey, my generation, hand the official to the ball. Hand the official the ball. Don't throw it on the ground. Don't spin it. Don't do something stupid in the end zone. Don't jump over the end zone. Use your brain. And I think that's what coaches have to be teaching all the time. Now, again, that's my opinion from watching games on TV and in high school.
That kind of struck me this morning, too. Before I came over, I was just sitting in the house watching a little TV, and the 30 for 30 on ESPN on the NC State basketball championship back in 1983 was on. And after they made that big shot at the end, the air ball, Lorenzo Charles dunked it to win it, they came together as a team and celebrated. You didn't see anybody off anywhere ripping off a jersey or standing on a scoreboard, on the sidelines. It was as a team they celebrated together instead of trying to put it in the other team's face. And I hope we can get back to that because it's become such an in-your-face thing in sports nowadays, some of the things you see. What are some of your other do you have a favorite college team?
I'm a Naval Academy Notre Dame fan.
Okay. And you do like the Blue Devils a little bit too, don't you?
Well, you asked me that earlier, and I said the Blue Devils because he's sitting over there. But,
different shade of blue.
I'm the lone wolf, the dinosaur. If they belong in college, recruit them. If they belong in the pros, go to the pros.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the portal in the NIL has changed a lot of that.
It's a mess.
And that's up to the NCAA to solve. I watch college football. I love watching college football. But again, if they belong in college, great. If they don't, let them go to the NFL. I don't care if it's the NFL, that's Major League Baseball, it's the NBA. Yeah. Go and make your money and do your thing. But
do the right thing.
Don't take a seat where a youngster trying to get an education. That was the great thing about the Naval Academy. They're there to get an education and a commission in the Navy or the Marine Corps. They're not there to go to the NFL or to the NBA. That's the thing I love about that particular school. Notre Dame, same way. I tell young coaches I'd take a job at the Naval Academy or Notre Dame. Wouldn't have to pay me. Just the attitude and the atmosphere.
Yeah. We're going to talk some more about some of those things when we return. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with Colonel John Kopka and Preston Kelly. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Casey Kasem inviting you to join me for a very special edition of American Top 10, part one of our Christmas countdown of the top 60 holiday hits. We'll hear a wide musical mix of Christmas favorites by Nat King Cole, Paul McCartney, Mannheim Steamroller, The Eagles, Bing Crosby, Percy Faith, the Jackson 5, Bruce Springsteen, Amy Grant, and many, many more. So be sure to join us for our AT10 holiday special from the Premier Radio Networks.
Saturday morning, 9 a.m. on Freedom 97.1.
At Express Printing, Myron Cross and the team believe every job should be your job. Your colors, your logo, your style. They specialize in custom printing, such as banners, signs, business cards, marketing materials, and more. When you want it done right and made just for you, trust your local one-stop print shop, Express Printing. Locally owned and proudly serving Onslow County for over 40 years. You'll always get the personal service the big stores just can't match. Stop by 117 North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville. Call 910-455-4554 or visit expressprintingjacksonville.com. Express Printing, custom design, full service. Locally yours.
Now at National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 or 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. Just $668 a month with zero down. All taxes and fees included during the Wrap Up the Year sales event with approved credit on a 42-month lease and 12,000 miles a year. And yes, zero down.
From our family to yours, Merry Christmas.
It's a national thing. Go National!
Saturday, December 13th, something truly special is happening at National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Jacksonville. Join us for the Toys for Tots Christmas Drive, where every new unwrapped toy you bring helps brighten a child's Christmas and honors the service of our U.S. Marines. Let's fill the bed of a Ram pickup. Santa will be at National, along with holiday music, warm food, and the proud presence of our Marines. Join us Saturday, December 13th, 10 to 2 at National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Jacksonville.
Go National!
Hi, I'm Bob Warlick. For 3 generations, our family has been proud to serve the people of Onslow County. Whether you've been seriously injured in an automobile accident, hurt on the job, or need help with family law matters, our attorneys at the law offices of John Drew Warlick are here for you. For over 60 years, we've been your trusted hometown law firm. Please call us today at 910-455-7700.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning. conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Hey, did you hear? Daikin, the #1 air conditioner manufacturer in the world, has teamed up with Down East Heating and Air Conditioning.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Down East and Daikin? Now that's a cool combination. Let Down East put its award-winning team to work for you. One-day install on heating and air system changeouts and no cooking on install day. Dinner is on us.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Pro Image Promotional Solutions in Jacksonville. A one-stop for your custom tees, sweats, hooded sweats, caps, and outerwear. Pro Image will design uniquely for you. Pro Image will do screen prints, digitize, and embroider right on site at their location in Jacksonville at 51 Plaza Drive B, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, specializing in helping schools, businesses, church groups, civic organizations, and recreation sports teams with uniforms and their team gear. See Mark Houston for ideas on how to make your personal business wear look professional and appealing. For more information, visit ProImageNC.com. That's ProImageNC.com or call 910-347-0004. Again, that's 910-347-0004. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
This Christmas season, make your home shine with beautiful new floors from All About Floors. Come see Ron Prince at 341 Center Street in Jacksonville or call 910-376-2910 for all your residential and commercial flooring needs. All About Floors specializes in bathroom remodels, ceramic and porcelain tile, LVP, and laminate flooring, plus carpet and hardwood for every room in your home, now and in the year ahead. All About Floors, 341 Center Street in Jacksonville. And as we gather with family and friends, let's always remember the reason for the season as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. From Ron Prince and everyone at All About Floors, Merry Christmas.
At Express Printing, Myron Cross and the team believe every job should be your job. Your colors, your logo, your style. They specialize in custom printing, such as banners, signs, business cards, marketing materials, and more. When you want it done right and made just for you, trust your local one-stop print shop. Express Printing. Locally owned and proudly serving Onslow County for over 40 years. You'll always get the personal service the big stores just can't match. Stop by 117 North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville. Call 910-455-4554 or visit expressprintingjacksonville.com. Express Printing. Custom design, full service. Locally yours.
It's Sports Talk Live on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. We have Colonel John Kopka with us today. Thank you, Colonel, for being with us. Preston Kelly joining us today. Going to, in our last segment, talk a lot about previewing the upcoming Cardinal game tonight. All the details. Preston's got some stuff together for us for the Middle Creek Mustangs. We'll see what they're all about. I know a little bit about them. But right now, it's Hurricane Watch time. You heard the Rock You Like a Hurricane song about the Scorpions. Carolina Hurricanes, we have a Hurricane Watch every week, and it's powered by Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, Jason Humphrey. Jason went to a game. It was the night before Thanksgiving. It sounds like a story. Night before Thanksgiving, and all through the house, the Hurricanes lost 3-1, and it was quiet as a mouse. It was not a good game. We're going to get to the one last night, too. Did you watch the one last night, Preston?
I didn't get to see it.
It was a stinker. But since we last were with you last Friday, they played the Winnipeg Jets and won 5-1 over the Winnipeg Jets at Carolina. That was last Friday there at Lenovo Center. They're in the middle of a big homestand right now. Then they played Calgary, Sunday. I actually went to the one last Friday night, and like I said, the one the night before Thanksgiving, that's the one that Jason went. They actually lost 4-2, so it must have been a late goal at the end of the game. But 5-1 last Friday. Went to that game. Very entertaining game. You said you're not a big hockey fan, Colonel, but your brother played?
My older brother.
How did you not get involved in hockey? You just look like a guy that would like level somebody in the boards there.
My brother was about 5'11", 225 pounds. I wasn't. I was the skinny guy on the football team. But he was a good athlete.
Well, some of them dudes, man, some of them guys, they're not burly like they used to be, but there's a lot of them are really tall. I mean, you put them on them skates, they look like they're about 7 foot tall out there running around. The Canes this past Sunday won 1-0, a good goaltenders game, and then all of a sudden last night they're cruising along, and all of a sudden they lay a stinker, lost 5-1 at home to the Maple Leafs, who are more of a 500 type team.
I was sitting there. I was working on that Facebook page that we were talking about earlier, and I wasn't watching. I had the Dallas. I watched a Thursday night game, and I kept getting the ESPN alerts. It was just like the other team was scoring and scoring and scoring.
Yeah.
I was like, man, what's going on?
Well, and then of course the end, the empty netters, they pile up.
Of course,
you vacate your net to try and give the an extra skater, and all of a sudden they're whopping it in from halfway down the ice. So yeah, it kind of got away from them at the end, and it was Freddie Anderson again in goal. And there's a lot of people that think with Bussy coming on in goal like he has been that it's time to make a move. So we'll see what happens. The Canes will be back in action tomorrow night. Part of a 7-game homestand right now. Wow. So they'll be back in action. Early in the season they have the State Fair banishment tour where they can't have games because of the State Fair going on. Yep. So this is the makeup here. They get a 7-game homestand in the middle of the season. They'll play the Nashville Predators tomorrow night at 7 there at Lenovo Center. And then Sunday, there's still tickets available, that'd be a great one to go to. It's the 20th anniversary of the Stanley Cup championship team. Oh. Not when they won it, obviously, because they wouldn't win it in December. But they're having the 20th anniversary ceremony. It's been 20 years now since they won the Stanley Cup. They have a lot of the old players coming back. That's a 5 p.m. puck drop Sunday against San Jose, the Sharks. And then they have one more home game Tuesday. So a lot of home games. This is time to make your hay, but 5-1 is not a good loss at home, no matter who's in goal. So hopefully the Canes can pick it back up. Thank you to Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning once again, Jason Humphrey. And Jason's he's a big Hurricanes fan. He's a big Panthers fan. How about the Panthers this week? I'm going to wait until Hollywood tells me we got to go, but we got to go. Okay. We'll talk more about that maybe after we do This Day in Sports. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Rick Dees. Are you ready for a hot music mix this weekend? It's the weekly Top 40 Countdown. Dees Sleaze will be here. News of the Offbeat. We've got the weekly Top 40 Challenge. Your shot at a super VHS video recorder plus 2 crisp new $100 bills for holiday cash. Escape Club will be here live and in person. It's nothing but the hits on the weekly Top 40. See you here this weekend.
The weekly Top 40 A's edition, 6 to 10 Sunday nights on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you're looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best to make your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, Terry, or Dave. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? OCMC will finance most anybody. Great selection. Great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends. Call today, 910-355-7066.
Are you in a rental home? If so, just call Fountain Management at 910-455-1609.
Are you in need of a new property manager for your rentals? If so, call Fountain Management at 910-455-1609 or just stop by our office located at 255 Williamsburg Parkway and ask for Lisa Thornton or Sandra Fountain. They will be more than happy to assist you. Lisa or Sandra can share all available properties that would meet your needs or a property management package that would meet your needs. Give us a call today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609.
When it comes to paint and painting supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on C&S Paint for all their paint, painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge in helping with a particular paint project. C&S Paint, with locations in Jacksonville, 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, C&S Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality Pittsburgh paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. Pittsburgh Paint's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality Pittsburgh paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit C&S Paint, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Golden Corral, the only one for everyone. Celebrate the season with all your favorites at Golden Corral, featuring their famous buffet. Enjoy holiday favorites every day. Tender turkey with dressing, savory ham, and carved steak served nightly and all day Sunday. Top it off with delicious holiday desserts like pumpkin, pecan, and chocolate pies served daily. Planning a feast at home? Order your holiday turkey or ham meal to go. And don't forget those holiday gift cards, the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Start your day with the breakfast buffet at 7:30 a.m. Enjoy brunch at 10 and dinner beginning at 4 p.m. For catering from gatherings of 10 to 1,000 guests, call 910-455-3773 or visit goldencorral.com. Dine in, take out, drive-through, delivery, or catering.
Hey, it's Rick Dees reminding you that Jacksonville's and Greenville's Golden Corral is the only one for everyone.
Hampton Hadley of Hadley Family Chiropractic is a Palmer graduate and certified in chiropractic pediatrics. If you have been in a car accident or are having trouble with chronic pain, sports injuries, or need proper physical therapy to get you back on your feet, Hadley Family Chiropractic of Jacksonville offers comprehensive care for you. Hadley Family Chiropractic provides services for back pain, headaches, leg pain, neck pain, numbness, shoulder pain, work, and sports injuries. Hadley Family Chiropractic offers state-of-the-art chiropractic care and treatments as well as transportation. We offer very little wait time and same-day appointments, open Monday through Fridays. Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays by appointment. Hadley Family Chiropractic, 1905 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville. Call today, 910-938-2332 or 910-545-8615. Open Monday through Fridays. Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays by appointment. Hadley Family Chiropractic, 1905 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, has proudly served the heating and cooling needs of our community since 1967. Now, we've expanded our expert services to include professional residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, as well as full-service residential and commercial plumbing. Make sure your home or business stays powered through any storm with a Generac generator. We have units in stock and ready to install today. Cleaner air means better breathing. Let us improve your indoor air quality with our professional air duct cleaning services. And remember, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergencies. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with convenient locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit us online at humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
In this fast-paced world, common sense is still important. When it comes to marketing insurance in any form, companies take advantage of sound bites, expressly meant to fool you into thinking things are easier than they are. These 1-800-LIFE insurance folks will lead you to believe they have a quicker, faster way of attaining this essential coverage for your family. They don't. Some folks are healthier than others and get approved faster. The process is the same for everybody. That's why you need an agent, especially if it doesn't cost you 1 penny more. At Bartley Insurance Services in Jacksonville, we are there for you from start to finish, locally owned and operated. In this world that is rapidly moving us away from each other, it's important to rely on people you know and trust for your life and health insurance. I am Bill Mercer. Please call my son Drew or me at 910-346-2170. We want to be your agents. Thank you.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Solve that. Again, what I do.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Colonel Kopka, thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure.
We're going to jump into some Cardinal preview stuff here shortly. Thank you, Preston Kelly, for being with us today, too. We're going to do this day in sports history, though. All this stuff happened on a December 5th at some time or another. We'll jump right in with 1908. Penn beat Cornell 17-4, helping spark big college football rivalries we know today. Penn and Cornell 17-4. There's only one way I can think of, unless the scoring was different back then.
Two safeties?
Two safeties. Man. It's possible it was different then. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe you could have had a 1 point something or another. But, yeah, the only way I can think of was two safeties. It almost was like a baseball score, don't it?
Yeah.
All right, Colonel, will you get the next one, 1956?
Rookie Bill Russell erupts for 22 points and 26 rebounds. The birth of a dynasty.
You talk about a rebounding and shot blocking machine, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked earlier about the difference in eras and the way players conduct themselves. When he blocked a shot, he didn't want to swat it into the first row. He wanted to tap it to one of his players, and it started to break. I mean, it's just a whole different era back then with the Celtics and the way he played.
You had Luskatov, who would tear your head off. You had Bob Cousy, Bill Russell, Tommy Heinsohn.
Havlicek.
Yeah. Just great athletes.
A little afterwards. One of the great calls of all time was their Johnny, whatever his name was, the sportscaster. Havlicek stole the ball. You know, just that raspy voice he had. All right, Preston, you got the next one.
Yeah, 1964, the Grey Cup goes to overtime for the first time, and the BC Lions take the crown.
Do you know what all that is?
Nope, not at all.
That's Canadian Football League.
Oh,
it's the British Columbia Lions, yeah. The Grey Cup is what they call it. They play it's a little bit different game. Have you ever seen it before? They got the receivers where they can take off running before the play starts, as long as you're behind the line of scrimmage.
Is Canadian football the one, like they got the
goalpost
all the way in the very front?
Yeah. The goalpost is on the goal line, which it used to be that way in the NFL and college for years. But I reckon a few too many players ran into it. I don't know why they wouldn't change it either. And it took a little getting used to probably a lot of fans back then, because once you moved it back to the end of the end zone, you had to add 10 yards to the field goal. It was a little different, but I think it was a well-deserved change. In 1974, Don Coryell is hired in St. Louis, shaping the future of NFL offenses. Of course, he went to San Diego and other places. More of the passing game developed under Don Coryell. They called him Air Coryell was what he was called. Dan Fouts was one of his quarterbacks. They would sling the ball right and left with Coryell. You remember this fella, too, speaking of the Celtics. You got the next one.
1987, Larry Bird sinks his 59th straight free throw. Smooth, calm, and automatic.
Larry Bird was just a different animal, wasn't he?
He and Magic Johnson went at it all the time.
Oh, yeah. It started in their college days, and that really springboarded the NBA to probably heights of popularity that I know it's still popular, but I don't think they had quite the following like they had with Bird and Johnson and then Dr. J, Magic.
Yeah. You don't have that rivalry.
Obviously, Jordan coming along.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
All right. You got next one.
Yeah, 1992, Barry Sanders glides for 131 yards, blowing past 1,200 yards on the season. Pure magic.
Sanders was a different animal, too. And it's so bad that he was on so many bad teams in Detroit. To get the yardage he got with some of the lines he had, the quarterback play and stuff, Could you imagine him? I think Detroit would love to have him right now.
I was fixed to say, imagine him being on that team right now. There was a. I have to fit this in real fast, but the running back they got now, Jahmyr Gibbs. They were talking about it last night when he had 3 touchdowns last night, and that gave his total to 47. They were talking about that he passed Barry, with Barry in the building for the most touchdowns in line history before turning 25. So it's cool. It's cool seeing.
And if I'm not badly mistaken, the most of the years Barry did it, he was with 14 games in the season. Probably some 16 seasons too. Now, of course, they have 17, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
All right, in 2004, Carolina's Julius Peppers dominates. He had a sack and a heavy pressure in the game. The Panthers, that was the year they went to the Super Bowl with Jake Delhomme at quarterback, and really had a great chance to win before the New England dynasty really got rolling. And they had a chance to take out Brady before it got rolling, and score late in the game to tie it up, and then John Casey decides to kick the ball out of bounds, and it was just a miss hit, and it's just one of those things. Both Panthers Super Bowls, you could see things in either game, and you've seen this over the years, Coach. You see games, if people aren't at the game, they don't understand that there's 1 or 2 plays that if they go a different way, that game's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so you got the next one there, 2001.
Alex Rodriguez wins the American League Most Valuable Player after a 52-homer season. Power at a premium position.
He could hit it, couldn't he?
He could smack it.
What do you think about him as a commentator on baseball? He's a little
I don't
glitchy or glitchy. He's not as smooth as he was on the field. Obviously.
Jeter's the only one that I like on that pre-show. I think Jeter does a good job. Other than that, no, ain't for me. But 2004, Brett Favre becomes the first quarterback to start 200 straight games, the Iron Man.
And 200 straight games at quarterback will probably not be touched again.
No.
Not the way the game is, and the speed of it. And the fact that, anything that they do, they're looking at big picture now. They're not looking at, say, in week 2, like when Rodgers was out a couple of weeks ago with his wrist, Favre may have played. But now they're trying to get the playoffs and have the big picture, so they may not, use it for something like that. Yeah. Now, Favre was a good testament, too, to being ready when it's your time. He's sitting there on the bench behind, you remember the name of the quarterback, Don Majkowski? Mm-hmm. They call him the Magic Man. He goes down in the game, Brett Favre comes in, Don Majkowski never saw the field again.
Yeah.
Not, in that role with the Packers. Favre got his opportunity and immediately became Brett Favre. All right, 2014, Golden State wins its 11th straight. That's 11th straight game, I assume, striking.
Yep.
And, they're just one of those, I would call them one of the NFL or NBA dynasties.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. I'm a big Golden State, specifically Steph Curry fan when it comes to basketball. So those time periods, seeing him going back and forth with LeBron, that was super fun to watch in those teams.
Well, you missed the golden era of the NBA, and I know us old folks like to say that.
Yeah.
But man, when Jordan was rolling and Bird and Johnson and the Lakers and Celtics.
Oh yeah.
The Utah Jazz. It was just a different time.
Oh yeah.
And it's just so many of those rivalries we talked about on Steve's show on the 2 Minute and a Six Pack podcast about some NBA. Steve Goodson's podcast on Sunday nights. We talked about the NBA dynasties, and certainly the Bulls were one of them. Lakers and Celtics both had their runs. I would call dynasties. It's still hard to beat the Celtics' run of all those games they won and all those championships they won.
For sure.
And that was a whole different era, but you have that all along. That's our this day in sports stuff here. Let's jump back into some Cardinal stuff. Speaking of dynasty, right now the Cardinals, they've had a really good run since Bo got things rolling here. What would you say the last probably? What was the year that the state championship game was held at Carolina where the field was so terrible?
Oh my goodness.
2016, 17.
That was one heck of a game.
And you were the get-back coach for that game. What do you remember the most about that game? You were telling us a story about how they had to use the hashes a little different.
The White Hat decided, because of the conditions of the field, that from 30 to 30, he would put the ball on the nearest hash mark. Inside the 30, you're on your own. Well, the field wasn't all worn out inside the 30. But the middle of the field was just a mud pond. Very difficult to move in. Our kid was run around the end, and that was very hard when you got to run through mud.
Yeah.
Now, again, that's my opinion.
And if you start on the left hash mark, you got to run through the mud to get to where you can make the cut. I just remember the letter, I guess, that was sent to Coach Bo Williams. You've heard about it from the Carolina coach saying, basically, thank you for getting us a turf field.
Yeah.
You know, because you guys, and probably the other coach too, but you guys had to suffer through that game. I remember seeing it on TV. That was back when Spectrum had the games, and I don't know if they will or not. Now it's the big streaming service, the NFHS or whatever it's called. But I remember watching on TV, and I'm like, is it as bad as it looks on TV?
Oh, yeah.
And apparently what you're saying, it was worse.
It was bad.
It was coming up in chunks, wasn't it?
Very difficult to play. Very difficult field to play on.
All right.
Again, you play the game. You score 60 points, you win.
That's right.
You don't score 60 points, you lose. So
True that.
our kids did the best they could.
And it's just, unfortunately, it was just one of those things now. This will be your, how many Eastern Finals have you participated in now? They all kind of run together over the years.
They do.
Obviously, the Jacksonville and Havelock meetings in the Eastern Finals have been legendary. How many times have you seen where Jacksonville and Havelock have played regular season? The one that wins that game ends up losing in the playoffs or Eastern Finals.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward.
That's a rivalry and a half for Jacksonville and Havelock. Both military towns, both have some tremendous athletes, great coaching, a real rivalry.
Now, they didn't get to play this year, though, did they? I think it didn't work out where they couldn't get it scheduled. But, yeah, that would be a great rivalry to continue, even though they're in two different conferences now. Jacksonville, basically Northside moved out of the conference that they were in last year into the Jacksonville's conference. The Havelock team moved into that conference. So it's kind of flip-flop there. Have you got some stats for us on, you want to talk about Middle Creek a little bit first?
I got what Max Preps has given me.
Okay.
I was very unfamiliar with Middle Creek until, looking.
Yeah, it's one of those Raleigh neighborhood schools.
Yeah, seeing who Jacksonville played. And the more I looked into it, the more it seemed like that they're just a team that will love to come in and just smack you around. They just come in right there, and they love to, just when they beat their opponents, I mean, they beat them. So, I mean, it definitely looks like that the Cardinals will have a tough task for them tonight. But if anybody can put up with that, I think Jacksonville's the team to do it. So.
Oh, yeah. And it should be a great game. As far as we know, still 7 p.m. kickoff tonight.
Yep.
We'll be on the air here 6:30 with the pregame show, and then talk things up a little before the 7 o'clock kickoff. Hopefully the weather will abate a little bit. Did you get a chance to look at any of their stats as far as what their players are doing?
Yeah, it seems like they are very they're very proficient both passing and running the ball. I mean, they're averaging every bit of over 200 yards passing a game and over 75 yards rushing the ball too with their guys that they run. So it seems like that they have a pretty solid offense. So it's going to be on that defense to shut them down a little bit. And I look forward to seeing what the Cardinals can do against them tonight.
And it's weird because looking at their quarterbacks, they just give the first initial. El Sevilla is a junior.
Lex Sevilla.
Lex Sevilla is a junior. 2,291 yards, so they can throw the ball.
Yeah.
Also has 21 touchdown passes. And a 71-yard bomb is his, and it could have been a screen pass that ended up being, you never know.
Right.
But has a quarterback rating of 104.4, so pretty good looking quarterback. But then they have a sophomore that, to get as many yards as he got, I don't know if maybe he started a couple of games when the other one was out. It doesn't look like this was just mop-up duty, because most times if you get in a game, it shows he played 12 games. So I'm wondering if they the film and footage you've seen, do they use two quarterbacks, or is that not what you were looking at the film?
Well, that's not what I look at. Okay. But very difficult to get numbers. So.
Oh, yeah. The sophomore quarterback, Job is his last name, 618 yards, played all 12 games, it says. And it does show that Sevilla only played 11, so he may have possibly been injured, and the other one was filling in. So it looks like they actually have two quarterbacks that they use on occasion. Now, looking at the rushing stats, I didn't notice they don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. They have one at 907, but then they have several with about 250 yards.
Looks like they like to get everybody involved.
Yeah, it looks like it's running back by committee, basically.
Yep.
So, Colonel, it's game day. We've already drawn you away from some of your duties, to come do the show. We appreciate you doing it. What have you got planned the rest of the day? How do you get started before a game? What are the things you do to help them?
I'm very superstitious, so I'll be at Jacksonville's Coach's Lounge around 15:30. Playoff games, I always bring a pizza. Playoff games, I talk to the coordinators. Every game I talk to the coordinators. I want to know who the best player is, who they think the best player is. I want to know who they want me to watch. most times I've already got the formations down, but I still, over the years, I've learned to talk to the coordinators. Bo's the defensive coordinator and head coach.
Yeah.
Pat Bird's the offensive coordinator. Get their insight. Talk to the defensive back coach, Coach Johns. Talk to the line coach to see what his expectations are. And then focus on what can I do to help us win in terms of anything head coach wants me to do. So I'm into game, which is a very critical thing for the coaches and the players, into game. When you have the game meeting, the team meeting, I've seen this over the years. Coach Williams is a pro at it, telling the whole team what to expect, what they may see or may not see. Read your keys. It's all in your hands. Do what you got to do. Play football. Very inspirational to me. It's what you want to see with coaches. But I'm a listener. I don't talk during any of those things. I listen.
Just absorb it and kind of pick up on your keys.
Well, again, the kids got to play the game. They're the ones that want to win. And again, I'll do whatever I can to make them into better young men, and part of that is winning. Occasionally you lose, you pick up your trousers and get on with it. You do the best you can.
Well, you've seen many a game out there. You can a lot of times pick up on the other team, which team has been prepared well by the coaches before the game.
It's very obvious.
And then sometimes you can the exact opposite.
When a team's not in physical shape, hands on the knees, kneeling down on defense, you can see different things. But again, as I'll say many times, you score 60 points, who cares what the other team's doing? You won.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes there was a game, what was it, Dixon and Topsail or somebody this year? It was up in the 70s each. One of those Dixon games, I remember. Looking at Middle Creek's schedule, they started out way back in August. August seems like a distant memory now, don't it? The hot weather, the dry weather. We had such a long dry spell. Started out with Fuquay-Varina. They won 37-7. Next game against Willow Spring, 45-14. And a lot of these teams you're not going to have heard of. Of course, Garner, everybody's heard of Garner. That was their third game of the season. They lost 41-17, and it's interesting because their two losses on the year have both been blowouts.
Yeah.
Then they lost to CG. That's Cardinal Gibbons, I assume. Cardinal Gibbons High School, 40-14. They beat Sanderson. They beat Rose, so that's a common opponent. Then I didn't realize that they played Rose. So that's a common opponent between Jacksonville and them. Probably the only one that I see that would be a common opponent. They beat J.H. Rose 45-28, another shootout. Also, Eastern Wayne 59-36. So these guys can put up some points.
Yeah.
And they won 42-0 over Cary, 37-7 over Holly Springs. West Brunswick, that had to be a playoff game. Yeah, that was a playoff game. 52-20. What's that next one? SAHS. Do you know who that is?
Where are you looking at?
It's in their 11-21 game, yeah.
That is Southern Alamance.
Southern Alamance, okay, 31-30. So they had their scare right there. That's a close game.
Yeah.
And then at Northern Nash last week, they won 31-24 to get to the Eastern Finals against the Cardinals. And like we talked about before, the game will be at 7 tonight, kickoff. As far as everybody knows, the only thing that could possibly change things to tomorrow is if they're looking at possibly snow in their area, slick conditions for them to have to return to. But as far as we know, everything is planning on going. Hollywood, if you want to give us a reminder of how everything's going to work out here on the air?
Sure. Let's see. Of course, tonight at 6:30, the pregame gets underway here at Freedom 97.1. You can check it out wherever you are, your friends, your family, across the country, across the world at WSME971.com. That's where we stream. But 6:30, of course, the Jacksonville Cardinals host the Middle Creek Mustangs from Apex, North Carolina, in the regional championships, state 6A high school football championship playoffs. And kickoff at 6 o'clock. Afterwards, of course, the Golden Corral pre-game report. We hope it is a good one with Jerry Allen and Bob Warlick and Ashley Mosley and the crew in the freshly renamed press box. See there with the
Yes.
gentleman
Yes,
sitting right
sir.
there in front of us here in
Got
the
a
studio.
good fella's name on the front of it there.
And that's it, man. So hopefully, check it out. You can't make it out. It's gonna be a little too cold for you, a little rainy. Because when the rain and the temperatures hit you, man, it's chilly, man. So
And that wind
so
blowing
listen
that
up,
rain.
listen to us. So.
Actually, the wind isn't going to be terrible. Like it's not your classic nor'easter like
Oh,
we've had.
no.
It's 7 or 8 mile an hour, but I was thinking it was going to be worse. I had it on Boone, so when I first clicked on the weather thing, it had been on Boone before because I was seeing what Watauga did, and it showed the forecast for wintry mix. I'm like, okay, the forecast has changed, but we're back to Jacksonville now. Yeah. It's looking like after about 5 o'clock, there's
breaks.
a little break, hopefully. And sometimes these goons can't see a thunderstorm an hour away, much less that far off. So we'll just have to hope for the best and see. What are you thinking if it's obviously be wet conditions, more run heavy tonight? Or are you still going to do basically the same stuff?
I would not comment.
Well,
on
just based on what you've seen.
Well, we got a great ground game, got a good passing game.
Yeah.
But based on my experience as a player, you run when it's muddy and you throw when it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there was a couple of games last week in college football. They had that snowstorm go through the Midwest. You had the Wisconsin game, and there was another one. I can't remember which one it was. But a lot of times back in the day, if it was bad conditions, the knock was you just run the ball. You don't throw the ball. Then all of a sudden, coordinators realized that the guy that's running the pattern, he knows where he's going. It's up to the other guy to make that split-second decision, and possibly, the slippery conditions actually work out where a lot of times you can throw the ball. What is it? Does it concern you any as an observer? Middle Creek's ability to throw the ball, has Jacksonville been really good on defending the pass?
I think we got players and coaches that will handle the passing game.
So you think that's a strength there to be able to? You want to put it in the air and try and pick it, maybe.
There's strength across the board with this particular Jacksonville team, and again, I'm not involved with these youngsters every day, but I'm sure they're going to show up and want to play as best they can.
Oh, I got a text from one of your buddies here, Nicole Lovejoy. She wanted to interject and said that it says Kopka has baseball, but it was supposed to be Facebook. She says you do have Facebook, you just don't know how it works, but you do have a secret name to be able to get in. So that was you telling us how your granddaughter has got you a way to.
That's all my granddaughter.
To see the stuff.
Pop, you got to get with this world. You're ancient. You listen to that all the time.
I think you do a pretty good job. Anything else you want to add about the game tonight before we go?
No, if you can show up, show up. This is a great group of young men. I'm so privileged and proud to be with them.
And if you can't make it, of course, listen on WSME or do what a lot of people do. I've actually seen them doing it out there. Listen and watch the game. I've seen people with the headsets out there. It should be a great game, and hopefully it'll just go off on time and go ahead and knock it out tonight. Any other thoughts, Preston, on the game tonight?
Yeah, no, I just think that, when you're sitting here as Jacksonville, no matter what the conditions are, I think if Mother Nature ends up doing her thing, you got to feel very confident that you got two in the backfield running that football if that's where you have to turn or let AJ do his thing. So I look forward to seeing what the Cardinals will be able to do. I'll be at our school's basketball game tonight, but I will be listening for sure to see what they can do tonight.
Oh, yeah. Listen on WSME?
I will do just that.
There you go. We want to talk a little bit before we go. We were talking about the Panthers a minute ago. You said you're not a huge NFL fan, but you do like some NFL, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you a Panthers guy, or do you have an NFL team?
No.
Do you have an NFL team?
Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers. Have you been to Lambeau?
No.
You need to go, man. That's a bucket list place.
I've been to Notre Dame. That's enough excitement.
That's a bucket list place, too. Steve Goodson took us up there for helping with his podcast, the 2 Men and a Six Pack show for years. He took a bunch of us up there and helped us all out, with the experience. And you see the movie Rudy before.
Oh, yeah.
Where Rudy's reading the letter there at Holy Cross, and he starts crying because he, finally got accepted in Notre Dame. We were going to have Steve reenact that by reading his credit card bill, sitting there on that same bench, and then, before we went. But, yeah, South Bend, it's a different place, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, to clarify what my answers, I could never wear the outfits that the Redskins have in the end zone or the Cheeseheads up in Lambeau.
Or the black hole in Vegas?
I'm just
Oakland?
not one of those guys.
Yeah.
But God love them. They're rapid fans. They love the team, and they're dedicated to the team winning.
Well, see, you're one of those guys, too, that you told us on the break, and I'm going to tell a story on you here. You're the designated driver for people like that. The people that get a little maybe fire water in them.
I'm the designated driver for a lot of things.
I know.
because I don't drink.
For folks like that, though, that get a little maybe fire water in them and want to have a little costume when they go to the game.
There's no fun when they're all drunk. No, there's no fun
when you're the only sober
you're the
one.
only sober one.
So over the years, your golf trips down to Myrtle Beach with Coach Padgett, Coach Martin, Coach Durham, all them. Have you heard some interesting tales that things you want to share on the air?
No,
but you can share.
That's what I thought.
To say.
Yeah, we don't want to share those on the air. I imagine it was a good time, though, wasn't it?
It's a great time because they're young men, and anytime you're with people, golf's that kind of game. When you're with people that you like and you're on the same foursome, that's the fun of the game. Putting it in the hole becomes something you like to do, but you're with three guys that are there to have a good time. So.
I can only imagine some of the stories and some of the the way they rag on each other. Well, I know you're not going to tell them, but I can just imagine. It was a good group. It is a good group.
I love Phil Padgett. I have great memories of Phil.
Well,
great times with him, both with Jacksonville and when he was at Southwest. And Tim Foster was the principal. I mean, just great times.
Yeah.
Some things you got to learn about him, but I've had some great times with Phil Padgett. Great man.
The coaching camaraderie was awesome.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Still
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Still is in a lot of places, and it just it's just the bond those coaches have, amongst each other. They do everything together.
Cross city rivalries are not hatred. They're rival games.
Yeah.
And both teams want to win.
Yeah.
And they do the best they can to win, but the coaches are always going to shake hands. It's not some of this bull you see on television. I mean, especially in Jacksonville, it's a Friday night football town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the pro game a little before we go. You're a Packers fan, and my son's a Packers fan. When he first started liking football, Brett Favre was really big, so that he adopted the Packers. We've been up there 3 times to Lambeau, and it was awesome. And then COVID came, and we just never have gotten back. But we need to go again one year, and I fully encourage you to go one time. Because have you been to an NFL game before?
Oh, sure.
So I go to a lot of Panthers games. I love my Panthers, but they do not do it like Green Bay does. It's just a whole different world up there. A small town and all that.
I went to Patriot games. I was the SEAL in the Marine Barracks in London, Connecticut. After my Naval Academy trip, my former boss was the director of public relations for the new stadium in Foxborough. So I got press box seats at the Patriots games.
Oh, that's
Bledsoe
tough.
was the quarterback.
Yeah.
I wasn't there when Tom Brady took over, but Bledsoe was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I had a son who's in heaven, was the executive chef of a restaurant where all these guys went. They would close the restaurant for the night. So I got a lot of experience in Foxborough with the Patriots.
Oh, that's cool.
But again, those are different years, different times. I never paid for a ticket. I had a good time.
And Bledsoe was a lot like what we talked about with Favre. Once he had that injury and Brady stepped in, never saw him again. Yeah.
He's gone.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today. You got anything you want to add before we go? Any shout-outs or anything?
Just go Cardinals.
Just go Cards. All right, well, good luck to everybody tonight. Hopefully the game goes off without a hitch at the starting time, and hopefully the Cardinals punch that ticket the next week. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yep.
We pretty much have already seen from what we can understand that the 2 Thursday night games are the ones from the 8A and 1A. So it looks like the Cardinals would have to at least schlep up there on a Thursday, or whoever wins from here. So hopefully it'll work out. We want to thank our sponsors again before we go. National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Harry Brown and the gang. All About Floors, Ron Prince. Bradley's Jewelers. The losses of John Drew Warlick. You'll see that guy probably tonight a couple of times. Mr. Bob. Not John Drew, but I doubt John Drew's going to be out there tonight. It might be a little rainy for him. But Bob will be there. Bob and Jerry will be sending it out over the airwaves for people that can't be there. You also have Golden Corral, Express Printing, Bayshore Animal Hospital, CNS Paint, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, Superior Metal Structure and Concrete there in Beulahville, Jones Onzo EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, Hampton Hadley Chiropractic, Jones LP Gas there in Verona, Southern Touch Painting, Fountain Management, Onzo County Motor Company, Lane Associates Family Dentistry, and Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. And once again, thank you to Down East Heating and Air Conditioning for sponsoring our Hurricane Watch. Canes in action tomorrow night and Sunday. And Sunday is the, like I said, the ceremony for the 20th anniversary of the Stanley Cups. That'd be a good game to go to. And then thanks again to Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett for keeping us well fed. You can tell I haven't missed many meals, so we're getting ready to dive into one there too. Anything you want to add, Hollywood, before we go? Are we good?
We're good to go. Great show.
Right. Thank you. We'll see you next week on Sports Talk.
Myron crosses.
Coming up on the next Goddard's Gold, we've got some December hits, not Christmas hits, but hits from the Beach Boys, Dave Clark 5, Birds, Marvelettes, Supremes, Tokens, Elvis, the Monkees, Rolling Stones, Four Seasons, Derek, you'll remember the song, Animals, Freddie Cannon, Peter, Paul, and Mary. December hits, next Gold. Saturdays at 11 a.m. here on Freedom 97.1 and at 11:20 a.m. WSME.
Goddard's Gold.